storms once again. Uh, there's been a bit of a development in the weather, and this one actually might be quite a bit of an interesting one. Now, I won't be able to read any chats or anything right now because I can't see my phone. So, sorry about that for anyone trying to chat, if there is anyone trying to chat. But, I don't know, what can you do? But, I'll just get straight right into it and tell you guys what's going on with the North Dakota weather that's coming on. And this one's a little bit more interesting than the ones I've been lately because there's actually something to talk about. Okay, so for starters, today it's a warm day. It's a good old nice warm, beautiful day pretty much. And it's gonna be kind of going up and down for the next couple days. It'll get 30s, then it'll get 50s and 30s and 50s, and then we'll have a day that it's gonna be pretty much, I think, pretty much 60s statewide. So yeah, I think that's probably record breaking. Don't know for sure. I don't got them stats on hand, but I assume it is. Uh, but anyway, that's not the important part. The more important part is what's going to be happening next week. If you guys follow any big weather people, you probably know what I'm talking about. You probably heard a little bit of buzz about it already, but it's looking like we could have a impactful um, snowstorm late next week. And I'll give you guys all the details I've been looking at here and on that. But also, I should say this. I'll say this in advance that it is a little bit early to tell. To be honest, it's kind of like at the point where the confidence of a strong winter storm is pretty high, but the exact impacts and where the impacts will be most felt, that's a little bit unknown at this point in time. But if the current models are showing quite a bit of problem. Now, one thing I should also say is not only are we looking at a potential winter storm that would be quite impactful, dropping a lot of snow, also one thing to keep in consideration is the winds coming with it will be absurd. So, naturally, that will make any type of precipitation we get in form of snow a lot more big of a problem because of the drifts. Something even like 4 or 5 inches with 40 mile per hour gusts will drift and make the road conditions so much worse and so much more hard to get around. But not only that, the other important part of this snowstorm coming on is since we've been having really nice and favorable temperatures, we're going to actually most likely see a transition phase where at first it starts off as rain, and then it'll turn into freezing rain once it gets colder, and then it'll eventually turn to snow. So you can reasonably expect it's going to be pretty icy from this too, uh, just because of the way the temperatures are lining up. So if you think about that too, you're going to be having you're going to be having rain and ice, and then on top of that, perhaps several inches of snow. Now I don't want to overhype it. It's super hard to tell at this point in time what's exactly going to happen with this weather system, but I will say a good amount of confidence that there's going to be a big event next week, and and I will go further. This is going a little bit out of North Dakota, but areas like, I believe it's called the Great Plains. Again, I've said this hundreds of times probably at this point. I am horrible with geography, but kind of the state's kind of below Minnesota. I'll say that. There's going to be potentially a lot of fans of severe weather that will be also quite impactful. So, a lot of weather coming on. Also, another side note, there could be a little bit of a small winter storm near Texas again, which is a little bit weird to happen again. But I'm going to go a little more depth into this winter storm coming because I like to keep things mostly oriented to North Dakota because I live here, and I don't know, North Dakota's mostly forgotten about in weather reports. So I'm going to continue going over some North Dakota stuff. Again, with this winter storm, um, some snow accumulation models have showed currently around higher impact near central, uh, central North Dakota, and kind of, kind of that big central middle, and then maybe a little bit of that northern tier, some of the southern tier. Overall, it's probably going to be statewide impact. Biggest ones are probably going to be near the middle if all things stay the same. Now there's already a moderate like watch for heavy snow, so that's another thing to keep in mind. Just overall, there's quite a bit of confidence that there's going to be a big weather event next week. Big weather event. Now, like I said, it is early to tell. That is still 1 week out, but the confidence that I've seen on these models is pretty consistent. It's very, very intriguing. The thing is, too, again, just to reiterate, if this all stays the same, we could be seeing heavy snow accumulating for perhaps around 24 hours, and that will bring snow totals up quite a bit, plus the drifting, plus the ice, plus the freezing rain that out of that initial phase. This is the classic Colorado low setup. If you're from North Dakota, we've all heard of this. We all dread it every time we hear it, and this could be another big case of it. Another thing that is also very important to understand is the temperatures. And it's going to start off freezing rain, and then it's going to turn to snow. But something important to distinguish is that, kind of make it, hold on. Yeah, another important thing to distinguish is that around that 32, like 28 degrees, that kind of temperature, there's a lot of water vapor in the air that allows for big winter storms to form. So you're not going to see a lot of winter storms when it's negative 25 because it's the dew points are so low, and it's not a great environment for winter storms. But when the temperature is around that of like 32, 30, it can easily cause so much more conditions for a big winter storm. I don't even know if we got a viewer in this stream. So once I end the stream, I'll look at the stats, kind of see how many people viewed it. they're working or they're at school or something. So this is usually not the greatest time to stream, but I just can't wait for these type of things. It's just it's exciting stuff. One last, I guess it starts to tell, but the important takeaway is that the winter isn't done till it's done. We've been enjoying all these beautiful 50s weather here in North Dakota, and I think a lot of people started to let their guards down a little bit. They started thinking, oh, okay, sweet, you know, we don't got to worry about all that cold weather anymore. We don't got to worry about all that snow. We're clear. But fortunately, for those who do not like the snow, um, it's looking like that might just be what we see. So, and I do want to say one more thing. I'm going to wrap this video up here. Not going to keep rambling on for too long because I tend to do that. Oh, there's a hitchhiker. Huh. I've actually not seen a hitchhiker in a long time. Anyway, before I got distracted by the hitchhiker, basically just to summarize, this is a whole big summary, and I'm going to keep it under 1 minute. That's my goal. Expect change. Don't be expecting that things are going to keep maintaining this really nice weather because the way things are looking, it's not going to exactly be that way. Um, it's hard to say the impacts of this potential storm coming on, but no, this storm is likely to see something. And it's likely that this could be a statewide event. But also, do not freak out. Don't freak out and think that you gotta go move for a couple weeks because of this big winter storm that could be coming. Don't panic. Just get prepared if anything happens. Obviously, I'm gonna keep posting on this because this is my first little grasp of some more interesting weather going on because it's just been nice. I mean, I ain't complaining, but I went over the minute. Okay, I failed, but it's all right. I'm gonna keep talking now because I might as well just get to over a minute. Um, but yeah, more summarizing. This could be a big one, guys. I'll be 100% honest. This could be the biggest snowstorm we've had in North Dakota this year, or this winter, I should say. We've had a rather quiet and mild winter, but looking like things can change. Also, another thing, we could honestly probably use some moisture. We have some extreme levels of drought near the western border of North Dakota. It's all just dried up there, and I think a lot of farmers would appreciate some snow. Maybe not. I don't know too many farmers, so if there's any farmers watching right now, let me know. But yeah, it's just kind of really interesting weather going on. That's going to be going on at least, and obviously I'm going to keep you guys fully updated on everything that seems to pop up. It's interesting stuff, that's for sure. And with this system coming up, there's a lot of ingredients that are lining up pretty well. Now, again, one last time, I'm not going to keep repeating the same points over and over because that just gets old, but don't freak out yet. You know, we could maybe only see like 8 inches. We could maybe only see like 5. Not everyone's going to be in like a snowmageddon. Not everybody's going to be getting all that snow, all that drifting, and all them problems. But it's reasonable to assume some people may. Some people might, that's for sure. Did actually just think of a problem. Since I can't really see my phone, um, I might have to talk for a little bit longer, honestly. That's just what might have to happen, honestly. But lucky for you guys, I like to talk time here and kind of keep on going. But as of now, as of now, I don't even see a lick of snow. I see just brown everywhere, brown and yellow, brown and yellow here, brown and yellow there. Not a lick of white. Only white I see is on the little dots on the road, you know. But I think things are going to be really going to change, you know. I talked about this not too long ago about how many things play a role in the weather pattern. Other thing is this is not really common. A storm like this, middle of oh, is it the middle of March? I don't even know. I think it's like just no. What is today? I think it's like the 8th today. No, I don't know. Earlier March. Not doesn't matter when it is. What time zone, but who cares? Who cares? I don't really know what's going on. But it's a little bit of a unusual to have a big snowstorm here in North Dakota, middle of March. I said it again, early March, but it happens, you know. You know, you can't let your guard down. This winter ain't over yet. It ain't over till probably will not be as big of a deal as the snowstorm from I believe it was 2021, April. We'll say April 8th. Well, April 8th. No, might have been April 10th, something like that. April 10th, 2021. About we had a huge blizzard here in North Dakota, and I tell you what, that one was crazy. That one was absurd. We seen in Dickinson, I swear it was 21 inches, maybe 21 inches of that thick, heavy snow, and we had all that wind, and it was crazy. You know, there's drifts that were over the fence. Oh man, low battery, 10% remaining. That sucks. Uh, yeah, we had drifts over the fence, and I stand next to a drift, and it completely makes it dwarfs me. You know, I look like a little small guy next to this drift because they're so big, and my car was covered. I had to dig that John out of there. Not that bad. It wasn't like completely submerged, you know, but I had to do a little bit of digging. And then actually, I'll say it's about 10, 11 days later, we had another pretty decent snowstorm, but this one was a lot different. This one was a lot more of an ice storm, and then snow on it. So this one actually could be like that. That could potentially be similar. Yeah, ah, this one could be potentially pretty similar to that because it did start off with rain, freezing rain, and then snow, and we got about 8, 9 inches of additional snow. So that winter was insane. It was all so quiet until that April, and that year was a very active year for the severe weather too. We had multiple storms because again, what's happened. My phone turned on me. I think that's telling me that a lot of stuff. So I'll do that. I was trying to put it on all the time. So